Hi, my name is Miss April. I'm a children's instructor with the Howard County Library System. What makes you feel brave? Is it putting on your superhero costume? Or waving around a sword and shield? Or maybe getting a flashlight when it's dark? Whatever it may be, I'd like to add to your list of things that make you feel brave. I think reading about characters who are brave or are learning to be brave can help us learn to be brave too. The 3 tales I'm going to tell you about today are all available in our library's catalog as ebooks or e-audiobooks or books in print, so don't be afraid to look for them there. The first one is about a little girl who has a superhero for a mother. In Kitty and the Moonlight Rescue, Kitty discovers that she, like her mother has always told her, is braver than she thinks. She's always adored her mother and wanted to be just like her. Her mother has cat-like superhero qualities. She can climb easily, she can jump, she can see in the dark, she can talk to cats and understand what they say in return. But Kitty is afraid of the dark. So when Mom goes out on her superhero adventures at night to rescue people and animals, Kitty lies in bed thinking how odd it is outside when it's dark, how the shapes look so strange and the sounds are so creepy. She doesn't think she could ever do what her mother does. Until one night, when her mother has just left for her superhero work, Kitty hears a scratching at her window. It's a cat, and it needs help. There's a horrible howling sound coming from the clock tower in town. Nobody can climb that high to find out what's wrong. Somebody needs to investigate. Kitty doesn't think that she's ready to fill her mother's shoes, but with the help of a trio of cats, Figaro and Pixie and Katsumi, she learns that what her mother has always told her is true. You're braver than you think. Read Kitty and the Moonlight Rescue by Paula Harrison, who is the same author who wrote the Rescue Princesses series. Sam Wu is not afraid of the dark. At least, that's what he keeps telling us. But he'd rather not put his bravery to the test by going on a camping trip with his friend Bernard. Bernard's dad loves the outdoors, and he thinks his son should enjoy it too. Bernard, however, is not a happy camper, and he admits to Sam that he doesn't want to go on a camping trip with his father. He's worried that there might be bears out there in the wild. Being a good friend, Sam reassures him and tells him it'll be fun and he'd go with him if he could. Sam never expects to actually get an invitation to come along. It's dark in the woods. It's really dark in the woods at night. And to make matters worse, Sam's annoying cousin, Stanley, who's visiting from Hong Kong, has been invited to come along on the trip too. In no time, there are quite a few people wandering around in the woods with Sam and Bernard's dad and cousin Stanley. A couple friends from school, and that's fine, and their parents, and that's expected, and Sam's nemesis, Ralph Philip Zinkerman III, the boy from school who always finds a way to put Sam down. Sam will have to draw on everything he's ever learned from his favorite sci-fi TV series, Space Blasters, to get through this one. Remember, they tell him, always work together as a crew. A crewman never abandons his crewmates, and the captain never, ever lets the crew know he's scared, even in the dark. So, Sam Wu is not afraid of the dark in this story by Katie and Kevin Zhang. And finally, we have a story with a mythological flavor. Odd and the Frost Giants by Neil Gaiman introduces us to a very unlucky Norse boy named Odd, who doesn't let things get him down. He has the kind of courage that I call every day we'll get through this courage. He doesn't complain. He lost his dad, and now he is walking with a very painful limp because of an accident. Odd's luck begins to change when he decides to leave his village, where his stepfather despises him, and go live in the hut that his woodcutter father built. Odd's happy in that hut. He's comfortable there for a night. But very soon, a fox lures him out of the hut and into a fantastic adventure with 3 Norse gods who have been transformed into animals by a frost giant and thrown out of their home in Asgard. It's not every day you get to travel along with Thor in the shape of a big bear, Odin the All-Father in the shape of an eagle, and Loki the trickster god who's padding along as a fox. And it's not every kid who knows how to outwit a frost giant and get those 3 powerful gods transformed back into their original forms and back home in Asgard. And he also manages to get Thor's stolen hammer back. Odd and the Frost Giants tells a story of a very brave and very resourceful Viking boy. Being brave and being fearless are not the same thing. Many of the people we call brave are actually afraid of things, but they go and do what they need to do anyway. They do what's right, even when it's difficult or they're afraid. That's courage. We all have our stories of courage and everyday bravery. Courage in great and small things. So, what's your story? Keep on reading. Bye for now.